Welcome back to the channel. My name is LtBuzzLitebeer, and today is hopefully going to be the first in a long series of Assassin's Creed videos where I compare characters, either protagonist or antagonist, across the entire AC franchise. I really wanted this first episode to start off with a bang, so I am beginning with the most savage assassin. Now, we all know that in order to become an assassin, one has to have the skill set and, of course, the frame of mind to kill, all in the name of the mission, but there are some that take that to the next level. Call it rage, revenge, or just their inner sadist, but certain assassins have taken the art form of the kill to extremes. For this discussion, I will only be concentrating on assassins and protagonists. So someone like Shay, who is clearly a very skilled assassin turned Templar, is automatically disqualified from this list. Now, while he is an assassin technically for the beginning of Rogue, the body of his work, namely single-handedly eliminating most of the Assassin's Brotherhood in colonial America, was performed after he had switched allegiances and become a Templar. Likewise, Haytham Kenway, who is one of, if not the most skilled Templars the franchise has ever seen, is also sadly not in the running. Now, if I did open this one up to include Templars, Haytham would easily be in the running for the most savage character in this entire series. He's a redcoat food processor, permanently set to puree, and the way he slices through targets is the stuff legends are made of. Plus, not since Altair have we seen anyone, either assassin or Templar, that executes captives after they're interrogated. Alexios and Cassandra are also not in this discussion, entirely due to the fact of them being demigods. And it really wouldn't be fair to put them head-to-head up against regular assassins made out of flesh and blood. Still, these two do display epic levels of savagery in battle, but since they are not assassins and they don't even have hidden blades, they're out. Eivor is in this breakdown, but only for a participation award, as not being affiliated with the Brotherhood is grounds for instant disqualification. Still, any character that specializes in blunt force warfare and racks up decapitations at the rate that Eivor does deserves at least an honorable mention. Edward Kenway is certainly a strong fighter, capable of clearing out entire ships by himself, but I don't know if I would consider him to be the most savage. Edward does show considerable ferocity in his fighting style, able to dual-wield swords with ease, and some of his executions are savage in nature, especially when he performs some of his finisher combos. Also, he doesn't technically become an assassin until the later parts of Black Flag, as he was primarily a pirate and driven by his unquenchable thirst for riches. Jacob and Evie Fry are also not really considered to be the most savage, although Jacob does have some brutal combos he can lay down when surrounded by enemies. Evie is definitely skilled at hand-to-hand combat, even throwing in MMA elements to her combat style, while Jacob likes to mix in the use of that cane. Yeah, they're not the most savage. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't dare fight them one-on-one, but when it comes to making this list, you've got to be an elite-level savage to even be considered. Often forgotten in the assassin discussion is Attawa, and he is definitely in the running for the most savage assassin. Attawa's anger and hatred are fueled by his past life as a slave, and he shows absolutely zero mercy to anyone associated with the West Indies slave market. Attawa drips savagery, whether it is his rusty machete he mains for his melee weapon or his portable cannon blunderbuss. This dude's just armed to inflict pain. He's also a big presence and pretty terrifying to look at. I mean, any man that resembles Thanos should be avoided at all cost. Plus, Attawa punches his ticket for this discussion with his brutal execution of Governor Fayette, where he literally and slowly saws this poor man in half while inflicting every ounce of pain possible. Altair is another strong candidate for most savage assassin, and when we think of Altair, we often get overwhelmed by his accomplishments for the Brotherhood and forget just how much of a badass he was at being an assassin. Altair relied on his skill with a blade versus the use of modern gadgets, and his determination and ruthlessness shows in his combat actions. Altair kills without remorse, and some of his finishing moves and combos are especially brutal. He's also the first and only assassin I can remember to kill his interrogation targets to prevent them from revealing his plans. In fact, Altair is so savage, he even gets into frequent fistfights with Jesus.
It's not my fault. I'm only following orders.
I mean, who does this other than Altair? Speaking of who does this, Arno deserves to be in the running for most savage assassin just based on how damn sexy he looks while dishing out this level of punishment. Arno kind of comes from that Altair mold. He's thinner, more agile, dependent on speed and quickness, but the savagery in Arno's combat comes from how quickly and efficiently he completes his kills. A quick hand gesture here, a slash of steel over there, and it's all over in the blink of an eye. Arno is super precise with his attacks, and his movements and combat style are often associated and seen as being soft because he isn't just wading into crowds of targets, hacking and slashing like a bull in a china shop. But it is quite the opposite. Killing in a savage manner isn't all about decapitations and as much blood flying all over the place as possible, and Arno is a perfect example of being a precision savage. And now we come to Connor, the human wrecking ball. I feel bad for anyone that went up against this beast because it was literally like Terry Tate, office linebacker, was placed into colonial America and just given free rein to terrorize.
It's pay time, baby! Woo!
Connor is an opposing physical figure, often towering over his opponents, and for this assassin, there is no situation, there's no moment where he feels overwhelmed and ever considers retreat. You could bring an entire army up against him and he'll just charge straight at you and decimate your ranks. Just ask the British. But size and willpower don't necessarily make you a savage assassin, and here is where Connor excels, as he not only destroys his targets, he just goes full Super Saiyan. Other assassins kill because they are commanded to, and some kill for personal gains. Connor kills for justice and revenge, and you see it on his face, especially when the kill combos just start popping off. Ezio should definitely be in any discussion for the most savage assassin, because Exhibit A, where he just goes full ham in the Revelations trailer, that clip aside, Ezio really does have another side to his combat that is primal in nature, especially when he grabs targets and executes them while using them as human shields. Ezio is motivated by his need to avenge the death of his family, a trek that has taken him 23 years to come to fruition. Ezio is also armed to the teeth, including dual hidden blades, guns, all sorts of armor plating and gadgets, and Altair is probably watching all of this go down and wondering why he didn't have a Leonardo in his time. Where Ezio's inner savage starts to really pop up are when he performs some of his signature assassinations, especially in Revelations, and his responses and actions during these kill scene monologues show you that primal savage Ezio can become when prompted to. Just watch Ezio during his assassination of Checo Orsi in AC2 and you'll understand what I'm saying.
We shall see.
And that brings us to Bayek, co-founder of the Hidden Ones, precursors to the Assassins. Bayek is incredibly adept at battle. He's both strong and skilled, traits no doubt honed by his time as a Medjay. But it is the savage combat style Bayek displays that strengthens his position in this comparison. You see, Bayek fights not only to kill, but to inflict terror and pain on his targets, no doubt primed and fueled by the loss of his son and the undying thirst for revenge. Bayek is also capable of entering a frenzied combat state, much like you would see from Kratos, where he just runs wild with rage, killing any that enter his sight. But Bayek further cements his name in this discussion with one of, if not the most, savage assassination kills of all time, where he takes an apple of Eden and, well, you'll see.
And here is your nobody!
Bayek's Crusade, where he attempts to purge Egypt of the Ancient Ones, is one of the goriest rides in AC franchise history, and this man here is clearly not to be messed with. So, after careful consideration, taking time to weigh all the facts, my top pick for the most savage assassin would be Connor. Although, I could totally see where picking Bayek would work as well. I mean, these two assassins not only complete their tasks, but they bring so much pain, terror, and destruction to their targets, it almost isn't fair. Now, if I had to pick another, say for like third place, I would go with Altair. His kill animations are not the most flashy in AC1, but between his assassinating every single interrogation target and how he just cuts loose in Revelations, yeah, Altair definitely deserves to be up there. Of course, this ranking and comparison is completely my opinions based on each assassin's past, what motivates them, and their savagery on full display while in combat. What would be your picks for the most savage assassin? Let me know in the comments section below. Look for more Assassin's Creed content to hit my channel very soon, and in case you aren't yet a sub, please smash that sub button and ring the bell to stay up to date on all my latest uploads. You can find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and are always welcome to join my community Discord server. Links to all my socials in the video description and pinned comments below. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.